What's going on, guys? This is Andrew here. Welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator, working in the new shop tonight. I believe this is what, episode 9? Huh. Can't believe 9 episodes already. Well, we have another customer's vehicle. This one here is the Express, the Bolt Express. Or the Bolt Cargo. I'm not sure if it's the Express model or not. Let's take a peek. Wrong button. Let's take a little peek-see here. No, it's just the regular version of it, which is also the Chevy van. Now, he brought it in. It's his daily driver. He uses it for work and such. He's referred to us by his sister. He uses this truck for work, as I was saying. He says the motor's not running right. It's crackling. It's just making a bunch of weird noises, he says. And he also wants us to check out the suspension, too. Now, overall, it looks like it's in not bad shape, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have some issues like the springs, the sway bar. We'll go to the back here if I can get over there. No, I cannot. I got to go around this way. You know, probably the leaf springs are going to have to be done, the U-bolts, the hub Bs, or hub Cs, I should say, because it's got disc brakes. The shocks are probably going to have to be changed along with the small rubber bushings. Now, I can almost... Well, I'm not going to guarantee because I'm probably going to be wrong. Oh, and the fuel filter. So, without further ado, let's bring this bad boy into the car wash. I try to wash everything now that I have it before I actually bring it into the shop. And then we don't track all this mud and dirt and all that other grime into it. We're already going to get enough from the engine. Oh yeah, and he also wants us to drain and refill all the fluids and give it an oil change too. Now, this time what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to inspect the van with everybody here able to see. Now I've already done the compression test, found out that it needs two pistons, 7 rings, and a bunch of other parts. Excuse me. But I haven't checked the suspension yet. I was going to wait, and then once everybody's here, then we can go inside the shop here, car lift day, and we can actually check it out and, you know, we'll check it out together. Now, if I had to guess, it's probably going to possibly need new tires, maybe? I'm not sure. So, without further, let's bring her up on the car lift. Really wish I had the part for the engine hoist. Be real nice, especially to take out the... Let's bring this over. Gotta give it an oil change, so this is draining the oil out right now. What's that oil filter look like? Definitely looks like it's seen better days. So now that the oil is drained, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this right away. Then we ain't gotta worry about it. Leveled up by the looks of it, or sounds of it, I should say. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna buy a spark plug, Yeah, spark plug. We're gonna stick a spark plug there. Now we're gonna buy an oil filter for it. Oil filter V8. You are right there. What was that, like 10 bucks? And we're gonna put that on, and we're gonna set it and forget it for now. Now, because I need to change the piston rings, yeah, okay. Because I gotta do the rings and stuff like, I forgot I gotta be in this mode. Because I gotta do the rings and stuff, this will drop the oil pan since it's up in the air, and that way then we can start disconnecting things. Oh, and we also gotta do a crankshaft too. So, while we're down here, let's take out the drive shaft, unfreeze the bolts, and back over here. Probably going to need a new starter, that's for sure. Stuck bolt on this side. And this motor is to be a representation of the small block Chevy. There is such a wonderful motor, I tell you. They are possible to last forever because the crankshaft's got to be changed and to take it right out. Now we're going to do some stuff here that normally wouldn't be legit, but we're going to do it anyway. So let's see. He said 2 pistons had to be changed. Where's my little pointy guy? Oh. If I had to guess, that one looks pretty crummy, that one looks pretty crummy, and that one looks pretty crummy. Well, we'll figure it out when we start taking everything apart, and we'll check it out, and we shall see. Luckily, we get to yank the entire top half of the motor off. Replace everything that needs to be replaced in the process. I don't know how this crankshaft doesn't fall out, but it don't fall out. It's magical. Ah, the power of a small block Chevy. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, last crank cap. And we got 2 more rod caps. Take them out. And then we can drop the van down and hop in under the engine. And let's take these out too while we're looking. Probably don't need to, but sometimes they give struggles. Alright, now that we got all that done, we'll drop this down. It's gonna have to go up one more time when I go to now it'll drain the coolant since it needs to. When I go to pull up the crank, almost looks like a creamy color. Ew. What is that? Dang, no wonder why it needs all this stuff changed. Ugh. Definitely, ugh. Alright, start at the top of the motor, work our way down. Put out the breather, the carburetor. Probably else can need a distributor cap too by the looks of it. Fuel filter, guaranteed. Let's take off the plug wires. Clip these. And I'm probably going to be heading back to the other shop later on. So look forward to a video from that shop instead of only this one. Awesome, now we do the intake. Now we can also take out the front drive system right now. The fan, the pulleys. Everything that would stop me from yanking off the alternator. Yeah. Probably gonna need one of them too. Normally when parts and pulleys start looking that bad, it's normally time to start changing them. Of course, I gotta yank off all this stuff. Of course! It wouldn't be right if I didn't. I forgot on small block Chevy the drive system there for the pulleys. It's all attached into the water pump and stuff, so. Pull out the bracket. We got a bracket on that side. We gotta take the pulley off first. You know what? I'm yanking out this rad just so we got a little bit more room to work. Understand what I mean? Easier to see. Gotta be on it. Alright, now we can take the water pump out. There we go. Take the timing cover off. Got 2 stuck bolts. That's not bad. Ooh, definitely probably gonna need a cam gear. I'm not sure about the camshaft just yet. But now that we got all that ripped off, or taken off I should say, I'm gonna pull the exhaust. Use these spark plugs. forward for this side, then we pull off the valve cover. And then it'll be rocker and push rods, the head, the pistons. And once the pistons are all out, I can rip out the crank. Now, one rule of thumb I have is when I gotta replace more than one rocker per side, or I gotta take the heads off, I'm not gonna remember where the rockers go. My memory's good, but it ain't that good. So I'll just end up replacing all of them. This may be a two-part video. Guys, acting a little slow tonight. So how's everyone's day been? Evening, morning, night, wherever you're located around the globe. Hope everyone's having a good day. I've had an alright day. Alright, last push rod for this side. Now we can yank off this head. I only wish a real one only had 3 bolts though. See, it looks like the 2 pistons. See, the front one here, the number 2, that's in good shape. Number 8, that's in good shape. But 4 and 6, they definitely look like they've seen better days. So let's take a little gander at it. Kind of jumping the gun here, but let's just take a look. I wonder which one was what. Because if I don't put them right, then it's going to yell at me, state that I did it wrong. But now we know it's the 2 middle ones. So maybe I'll buy 2 for this side and 1 for the other side if that's the case. I love it how you can see the push rods. You can kind of basically see which ones are all shot. And how they got that gray flat color instead of the shininess right here. So, yeah. Replacing all 16 of them. 16 rockers. 8 plugs. And a partridge in a pear tree. But you see what I mean? It's, you got 1 rocker shaft here. That needs to be changed. You got another rocker. And another one. And when I go to put this thing back together, I'm probably not going to remember. I'm going to be kind of rushing to put it back together. Sure glad these bolts aren't that long, to be honest. Nothing like a cold Pepsi, I tell ya. Good stuff. What's everyone's personal preference on if you drink pop? Pepsi or Coke? Root beer, Sprite, 7-Up? What's everyone's personal preference? See, back a few years ago, my preference was root beer. Now, it's Pepsi. And I know everyone says you're not supposed to drink dark pop, you're supposed to drink the light one, if you drink any. But I can't drink 7-Up because it irritates my stomach, yet I can drink. Am I missing one? Oh no, I got the rest of the stuff to take off. Duh. But yeah, as I was saying, it irritates my stomach to the point where, yeah, I feel like I'm going to get sick, so, I don't know, Pepsi doesn't do that for me. Instead it quenches the thirst for the moment. Then I finish that one and it's, I kind of feel like the next one, you know what I mean? Alright, and on this side we got, let's see, this is the front of the motor. Number 3 is shot. I betcha. Yeah, number 3. Now I wonder if they are in order of what I took them out. If that's the case, then there would have been 6 that were shot. I gotta buy 8 rings, 3 pistons. Alright, now I'm gonna put this back up in the air and yank that crank out. And while we got it up this time, what we're also gonna do is we're also gonna inspect the underneath of it. We're gonna use our little magnifying glass tool and we're gonna figure it out. Bye bye crankshaft. Alright. How that works is you go like so, we hit the examination tool. Now let's just check, see what all needs to be replaced on it. If I can actually stay on topic. I'll be okay tomorrow, guys, don't worry about it. Ooh, bearing definitely needs to be done. Alright, that's done. I won't know until I take those off. Huh, I'm on the rack for the rack and pinion steering, and it tells you sway bar shot. That looks to be not bad. Anything over here needs to be replaced? Probably also the bearing. Yep. Of course the bearing would have to be replaced. Alright, let's go to the back here. Yeah, see? Like I said, hub C right here. Let's go on here. Probably the shocks, leaf springs, U-bolts. Stay on topic. Yeah. Yeah. So we need 4 U-bolts, 2 leaf springs, partridge in the pear tree. I can't know about the shocks until I take them off. That's good to know. Let's see, what I'll do. Now we're at this part. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff still undiscovered. We got 2 pages of stuff. But we got, what, 12 bushings in the front? Because, that bushing is going to have to be replaced. Most definitely. So, let's get... Alright, let's order some parts, shall we? Make sure my inventory is clear. No, it is not. So we're going to clear the list. We'll bring this up. Engine already, perfect. And what we're going to do now is include this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything else looks good. 6, 7, 8. Just an easier way to do things. Yeah. Yeah, see? As I replace all 3 bearing caps. Yeah, see what I was saying about those rod caps? They didn't look too healthy either. So I'm not going to mark them all, but maybe the filter, clutch plate, starter. We already did the oil filter. Bracketry look like good. Fan, intake, everything's good there. Awesome. So now what we'll do, because we have all this stuff, and we'll just buy 16 of these. 16 of these. It's not one of my high performance motors. I don't need to oh, wrong one. I should have known that by now. Alright. Choice of this belt is only one motor. He's going to basically get himself a brand new motor when he gets it back. Alright, now we go back at... I don't know why I just did that. I'm going to go back over here. We'll keep it cruising. I already bought an alternator, I already bought a starter. But we needed the distributor rotor, distributor cap, the wires, and the plugs. The only thing we didn't need, hey, look at that, is the coil. Alright, so we need distributor cap, distributor rotor, OHVF, because it's small block Chevy, and we also need the plugs. Perfect. Now, we got everything as far as I know. Did we buy a crankshaft? I don't think we did. Oh, I didn't buy a crankshaft. Oh no. No, I bought the crankshaft bearing caps, not the crankshaft. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to yank off this front tire. Yeah, it's definitely seen better days, that's for sure. Gonna need definitely new pads, possibly a new rotor. The bearing had to be changed. That looks to be still in good shape. So, but because we have to take off the sway bar, we've got to take off the end links. And the shock. Coil over. We're going to need new, I can almost guarantee it, we are going to need new bushings for it. Now let's take a peek, see, like so. Oh, I need at least one rubber bushing anyway, so I may as well replace them both. I need the rotor, the pad, and the wheel hub. So, guaranteed, this one's going to have to be done too. Those bearings look like, or those bushings look like they're in a lot worse shape. And then we're also probably going to have to do the bushings on the cross member itself. Well, that'll be at the time when we're done everything else. So I need 12 bushings and 4 little bushings. Now to get the bearing out, you have to take the wheel off. Same as the upper control arm, is you have to take the wheel off. I don't know why you can take the bottom one off without taking the wheel off, but for some reason you have to take, I guess for alignment purposes, I'm not sure. Just not sure. Alright, perfect. We're there. Yeah, see those bushings you're gonna have to change. Let's go to the back. Do this too. Get that stuck bolt off. Let's see, what's that pad look like? Yeah, the pads are gonna have to be changed. But I gotta take the whole assembly apart anyway just to get the axles out, so. And to be honest, not the axles, but the hub behind it. This piece right here, hub C. And since we're here, we're going to take the U-bolts off. At least the bolts weren't stuck on that one. Perfect, look at that. Love it when a plan comes together-ish. Take the shock out. This is one of my favorite rear ends in the vehicle to do, is the leaf spring. So simple. It's like 10 parts for the entire thing. Take out the fuel pump, we're going to need one of them too. That one's looking kind of cruddy. Let's work our way over to this side by starting with this bushing. Of course, that would be stuck. Alright, and it's the same process as the other side. Caliper, pads, rotor, axle, backing plate, and then the hub. Stuck bolts, but still the hub. And then we take out the U-bolts. Then we remove the plate, the leaf spring, the front bushing, and then the leaf spring we take out. Am I doing it correctly? Not a chance. But I don't have any stands right now to put underneath this axle bolt in place, so got that strong exhaust system holding it up. Perfect. Pretty sure I should just load everything. Let's take a look at the inventory. 3 parts not discovered. No, 4 parts not discovered. Guess what they are? They would be those 4 bushings right here. If I can, there we go. Oop, that one actually looked like it was not bad. No, pardon me, it's one of these bushings and 3 off the main cross member. You can kind of see this, what I'm talking about right here. See, look at that, look how cruddy that bushing looks. Sometimes you get lucky and the bushing's popping out of the holder on the control arm. That's not safe. And then you go to put it back in, that's the way it goes back in. I don't know. Alright, now let's take a peek, see. There we go, we got everything. Perfect. Now we go to our inventory. Start back at the wheel, which is right here. Keep it cruising. Oh wait, I'm gonna clear my list. Alright, start over here. Next page. Ooh, it's a full page, this one. Needs all new pads. The disc brakes aren't bad for the rear. I don't know why I just did that, but I did. Alright, to the shop we go. Now let's take a peek, see. We don't need nothing there yet. We need 2 of those, 12 of these, we need 1 of these, 4 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, not yet, 2 of these, 2 of those. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh wait, no, we need 4 of these. Glad I caught on to that now. Yeah, okay. Now we will start right here. I also need to get ourselves a fuel pump and brakes. Right? Right. I don't know why I just didn't go to this one. Makes things so much simpler. So the rear rotors are good. All 4 calipers look like they were good. Yeah. Okay. So let's get. I'm gonna put the leaf spring on first. Shiny new. This is probably going to be a bit longer of a normal video. Awesome. Then we put the hub on, the backing plate, the axle, the rotor, Brake disc. The pad, brand new. Just smell that brand new pad. And now we put the wheel on. They're all the same size. Yep, perfect. Put the fuel pump in. Since we're back here. And now we go over to the other side. Leaf spring. I'm gonna put the shock in now. Didn't need to replace both of them, just one of them, but why not give the guy a smoother ride, you know what I mean? He got himself a referral for us, so maybe he'll keep his business coming back. Reach up through here, even though I don't have to, but we're going to anyway. I didn't put the front bushing in by the looks of it. Yes, I did. What bushing am I forgetting? None. Huh. Okay. There we go. Same as the other side. Backing plate, axle, rotor, pads, caliper. Look at that. Doesn't that look sharp? Looks pretty. Alright. Now we're going to put the bushing. The upper control arm. Actually, let's put the sway bar in first. New bushings. Make it a nicer ride. Now something's telling me we're going to have to either change the plate. Well, maybe not. I forgot to check and see if it's actually listed in there. Let's see. No, I'm not seeing springs. Perfect. These look like they were in good shape, so we'll reuse them. These new rotors for the front. Now the reason why they call them ventilated is because you got all these grooves in here. Allows air to pass through, helps keep the braking system nice and cool. The rears don't have it for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because most braking force always happens on the front of the vehicle, not the rear. Makes sense. Now we're on to the other side. The bearing in, the dust cap, upper control arm, lower control arm, the shocks, sway bar end link, and then we put the rotor, pads, caliper, wheel, and since we're under here, I might as well put the crankshaft in with, yeah. As a rule, I'd put the crank in with the bolts, but I might as well wait till I get all the pistons put back in, and then alright, and cruise over to here. Put in the magical crankshaft. Work our way to the back side here, put in the flywheel, we'll get the drive line all sorted out. Maybe the new plate, yep. Oh, the pressure plate, we didn't need one of them. Nope, already, the one in there is still pretty good. Throw out bearing, what do we got? Nothing? Need a new one? No, good shit. Perfect. Transmission. And starter. Now the drive shaft. If I can actually get around to see it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is put the whole top side of the motor together, and we'll come back under here when we're done, and we'll tighten up all the cap bolts, and yeah, put the oil pan on, and then we can start adding oil. Nope, nope, wrong one. That's gotta go to number 3. Alright, now we put the push rods in. All 8 of them for this side, 2 per cylinder. Perfect. Now we put the rockers on. Again, all 8 of them for this side. I find it ironic that when I gotta rip the motor down so far, they say, oh, well, since you're there, you may as well drain. You may as well change the fluids. And it's like, well, I already got a drain mode anyway, so I'm already gonna be putting new stuff in there anyway. You know what I mean? They ain't gotta tell me to refill them. I already gotta do it. But the customer stated that he wanted done anyway, so we're going to get it done. Awesome. Now we put the manifold on. Now the spark plugs. And I have to buy clip B's this time. One more plug for this side. Putting the timing chain. Yep. Timing cover. The crank pulley. The water pump. The bracket. I believe this side gets the power steering pump, yep. HBF. God, that's a small block Chevy. Needs 3 idler A's, I believe. Yep. 2 on this side, 1 on the driver's side. Put the alternator. Like I said, I already bought the alternator and starter because I wanted to give it a spin over on the motor and give it a compression test, see what it was up. I'm going to put the belt on. And idler B, I believe. Or the fan, pardon me. The fan holds the belt on. Now, since we're here, we may as well do this. Put this one in first. Let's double check, make sure we got all the pistons. Piston with connecting rod. Look at that. Didn't need 3 of them. Huh. Cool. Oh, how come I didn't see that? Why didn't anybody tell me that? Okay, so I'm going to have to take off the struts, or shocks. While we're here, we may as well do this. There we go. Mark that. I put the rest of these in. Hopefully it all seats good when it cranks up. Doesn't blow too much smoke. Perfect. Now we're putting the push rods in. Then the rockers, valve cover, spark plug or exhaust manifold, spark plugs. Then we go to the top side of the motor, put the intake, distributor cap, rotor, plug, wires, and carburetor, air filter. Yeah, and we'll be done. Well, this side anyway. We gotta go underneath and button everything up. Never a dull day in paradise, that's for sure. And for me, this is paradise. One with the motor. My uncle, he was an engine whisperer. He used to street race back in the day, and for a while he had the fastest car in the city where I live. And then my wife's dad held that title afterwards for many years, and so it's kind of in my DNA, it's in my blood. I grew up around muscle cars, hot rods, all that fun stuff. So naturally, I attracted myself to it. Now before we start putting the carburetor and stuff on, so I got room to look and see what I'm doing. Yeah, all shiny new stuff. We'll put the distributor in first. Hold on, I don't need to put the plug wires on yet. I'm going to put the clip B. Put the other clip B. Now we put the plug wires in. And before I go any further with that, I'm going to go over here to this. Come over here to front spring. Purchase 2 of them. Make sure I don't need to put the shock absorber caps on. Doesn't look like it. Rod caps, I still have to put all them on. Crankshaft bearing caps, air filter. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, boss. We're getting there. Perfect. Hopefully make a bit of coin for this. Maybe I could buy the welder and hit the junkyard in the next video. Possibly buy our first car for the shop. Alright. We're all done. He's going to put oil in, but I don't think I can do that yet. Shh. Don't tell nobody what we're doing. Everybody's going to want to do it. Perfect. Let's go over here real quick. Separate parts. Oh yeah, okay, they're in the yellow. At least 50%. Those springs were definitely shot though, that's for sure. Now what we'll do is I'll put this up in the air. Crankshaft caps, front springs, which I have done. Rod caps. And we are done. What's the other tasks? Oh, okay. Scared me there. I was like, uh-oh. Don't tell me something I can't do yet. Put these pieces in. Now we work on the rod caps. Need all 8 of these bad boys to be put in place. Crank caps. Shiny new. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? This looks pretty, doesn't it? Almost done. Got 2 caps. 1 cap. Now put the oil pan on. All 4 bolts holding it on. Now we're going to put this spring in. Look at that, brought it up from the high 30s, low 40s, back up to 70 and 69. Okay, that's all done now. Oop, where am I going? I'll drop this bad boy back down. Now we can fill the fluids. Yay! One giant step for mankind. Jokingly. Fill it to the max line, we're good to go. Put some coolant in it. Keep it nice and cool. Good. Put some oil in her. After this, be brake fluid and windshield washer fluid. And guess what? We're done. I think. Let's check the dipstick here. Make sure we're up on full or max. Perfect. Now we mosey our side way over here to the driver's side where the brake booster is. Fill up the master cylinder. There. Fill out black strings. It's got to go through the system. Now I gotta wait for my system to show up, then we can bleed the brakes after and I can send it back to the customer. Now, let's check and see. Have we done everything? Done. Perfect. Alright folks, that's a bit longer than what I was anticipating, but that concludes our video for today. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to please like and subscribe to the channel. It'll help us out tremendously. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful evening. Have a good night. Bye.